Thanksgiving. It's that time of year when tables overflow with typical Thanksgiving dishes, and our plates, well, let's just say they don't usually scream wellness. But what if I told you that your Thanksgiving feast doesn't have to be a choice between indulgence and healthy living? Shocking, right? Believe it or not, with a few healthy modifications, you can enjoy all your favorite dishes without sacrificing flavor or your lifestyle goals. In today's video, we're diving into the ultimate guide to crafting a Thanksgiving spread that's as wholesome as it is delicious. Ready to rethink what a healthy Thanksgiving looks like? Let's get started. Roasted turkey. The roasted turkey is the undisputed star of any Thanksgiving table, embodying the heart and soul of this cherished holiday. Picture it golden brown, seasoned to perfection, and filled with fragrant stuffing. Its aroma alone is enough to make anyone salivate. The secret? A healthy modification could involve swapping out heavy butter for olive oil or seasoning with fresh herbs like rosemary and thyme for a wellness-focused twist. And don't forget the gravy, cascading down like a flavorful waterfall. But how do you carve this masterpiece like a pro? Well, stay tuned, because the turkey is just the beginning of our Thanksgiving journey. Stuffing or dressing? Stuffing, or as some call it, dressing, is the turkey's best companion, savory, herby, and undeniably comforting. Traditionally made with bread, celery, onions, and a medley of spices, this dish holds a world of possibilities. A healthy modification? Try whole grain bread, or even cauliflower rice for a wellness-friendly twist. Toss in dried cranberries or walnuts for a touch of sweetness and crunch. Whether you bake it inside the turkey or as a separate dish, the stuffing promises to soak up all those delicious Thanksgiving flavors. But what ties it all together? That'll be revealed next. Gravy. Gravy. The velvety sauce that turns a Thanksgiving plate into a masterpiece. Made from turkey drippings, flour, and just the right amount of seasoning, it's the ultimate enhancer, elevating everything from turkey to mashed potatoes. A healthy modification here could be using whole wheat flour or even a cornstarch slurry to cut down on extra calories. And if you're feeling adventurous, try adding a splash of white wine or fresh herbs for depth of flavor. It's not just a sauce, it's the glue that binds every bite together. And speaking of perfect pairings, let's talk mashed potatoes next. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are like a warm hug in a bowl, creamy, fluffy, and the perfect canvas for a generous drizzle of gravy. The traditional recipe calls for butter and cream, but a healthy modification could be swapping in Greek yogurt or almond milk for a lighter, protein-packed alternative. Add a sprinkle of garlic powder or chives to boost flavor without the extra calories. For an even more wellness-friendly version, try mixing in cauliflower for a low-carb twist that's surprisingly delicious. But don't put your fork down yet, because there's a tangy surprise coming next. Cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce is the zesty sidekick that every Thanksgiving meal needs, adding a pop of color and a sweet tart burst of flavor. Made with fresh cranberries, sugar, and orange zest, it's a palate cleanser that perfectly balances the richness of turkey and stuffing. For a healthy modification, try sweetening it with honey or maple syrup instead of refined sugar. You could even toss in a pinch of cinnamon or chopped pecans for extra flair. This little dish might be small, but it makes a big impact. Just wait until we dive into desserts next. Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is the undeniable dessert royalty of Thanksgiving, with its smooth, spiced filling and flaky crust stealing the show every year. Made with pumpkin puree, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a touch of ginger, it's a slice of autumn on your plate. Looking for a healthy modification? Swap condensed milk for coconut milk or reduce the sugar by letting the natural sweetness of the pumpkin shine. And if you're feeling creative, try a whole grain or almond flour crust for a wellness-friendly twist. But save some room. There's another classic pie that's up next. Pecan pie. Pecan pie is the indulgent cousin of pumpkin pie, rich, nutty, and irresistibly sweet. With its caramel-like filling and crunchy pecan topping, it's a dessert that feels like a warm embrace. To add a healthy modification, consider using a natural sweetener like maple syrup or reducing the amount of corn syrup traditionally used. You could also opt for a whole wheat crust or even a crustless version to lighten things up. This pie brings the perfect balance of texture and flavor to the table. But there's one more pie you don't want to overlook: apple pie. Apple pie is the timeless classic that never goes out of style, offering tender, spiced apples wrapped in a golden, flaky crust. Made with cinnamon, nutmeg, and just the right amount of sugar, it's a comforting treat that pairs beautifully with a dollop of whipped cream. A healthy modification? Opt for a lattice crust to reduce the dough-to-filling ratio, or use a mixture of honey and lemon juice for natural sweetness. And if you want to go all in on wellness, try using whole grain flour for the crust. It's subtle, but adds a nutty depth. But Thanksgiving isn't just about pies. It's about creative sides, too. Let's dig into something sweet but savory next. Sweet potato casserole. Sweet potato casserole is the delightful crossover between a side dish and dessert, with its creamy base and irresistible toppings. Traditionally crowned with marshmallows or a sugary pecan crumble, this dish is a crowd pleaser. For a healthy modification, consider swapping the marshmallows for a sprinkle of toasted nuts, or using a touch of maple syrup to sweeten the potatoes naturally. You can even experiment with adding cinnamon or nutmeg to enhance its warm, cozy flavor. It's proof that vegetables can be indulgent, but we're not stopping here. There are more veggies on the way. Roasted or steamed vegetables. Roasted or steamed vegetables might not steal the spotlight, but they're the unsung heroes of a balanced Thanksgiving plate. Think vibrant Brussels sprouts caramelized in the oven, tender green beans, or sweet roasted carrots drizzled with a balsamic glaze. A healthy modification? Toss them with olive oil and fresh herbs instead of butter for a wellness boost. You can even sprinkle a little Parmesan or crushed nuts for added texture and flavor. These dishes add a vibrant, wholesome touch to your meal. Now, let's talk about something southern and classic that pairs perfectly with them: cornbread. Cornbread brings a warm, rustic charm to the Thanksgiving table, especially if you're a fan of Southern-style cooking. With its golden crust and soft, crumbly texture, it's the perfect companion to soak up gravy or enjoy with a pat of butter. A healthy modification? Use whole-grain cornmeal or swap sugar for honey to cut down on refined sweeteners. You can even mix in diced jalapenos or shredded cheese for a flavorful twist. Cornbread is that comforting staple everyone reaches for. But there's another side dish coming that's just as iconic: green bean casserole. Green bean casserole is a Thanksgiving classic that delivers creamy, crunchy, and savory in every bite. Traditionally made with green beans, cream of mushroom soup, and crispy fried onions, it's a dish that screams nostalgia. For a healthy modification, try making your own mushroom sauce with low-fat milk and fresh mushrooms, or opt for baked onions instead of fried. You can even toss in some slivered almonds for added crunch and a touch of wellness. This dish rounds out the table beautifully, but we can't forget about what to sip alongside the feast. Beverages. Thanksgiving beverages should be as refreshing and comforting as the meal itself. Water infused with citrus slices and fresh mint is a hydrating option that feels elegant yet simple. For something warm, herbal teas like cinnamon or ginger not only complement the season's flavors, but also promote wellness after a hearty meal. A healthy modification could be swapping sugary drinks for these naturally flavorful options, leaving you refreshed without the extra calories. Drinks may seem like a small detail, but they set the tone for a memorable gathering. Now that you've got the ultimate blueprint for a healthier Thanksgiving, what will your first healthy modification be? Will it be trading heavy cream for Greek yogurt in your mashed potatoes, or experimenting with a fresh twist on your typical Thanksgiving dishes? Remember, wellness isn't about sacrificing, it's about upgrading. So why not turn this holiday into an opportunity to nourish both body and soul? What do you think? Are you ready to make these changes and inspire others at your table? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're planning. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to transform your life. For more ideas and tips, check out the video linked in the card. It's packed with even more ways to elevate your Thanksgiving feast. Let's make this holiday one to remember. Stay well, live well.